Welcome to the third fucking take for this podcast, everyone.
We did it again.
Oh, gosh. This is Jurge Ryan Video Games. We are a podcast that doesn't know how to intro a dang show. We also don't know how to outro a show. Every time, Ryan.
Every time. That's why people keep coming back.
Yeah, exactly. We're a podcast about trying to figure out how to properly intro and outro a show. Anyways, this is Jurge Ryan Video Games. We're a monthly video game podcast where we talk about the games of the month prior, the news that we care about from the month prior, and what we're looking forward to the next month. We're talking about April, right, Ryan?
We're talking about
May.
We're talking about May.
I'm not in school anymore, so it's the summer.
It's weird.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. You have an internship. I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I dropped my classes for the summer.
What a good college boy.
We're not here to talk about our personal lives. We're here to talk about video games.
Yes.
So
that's the name.
It is the leak month. It is the month before like the weeks before E3.
Yeah. Usually end of May is when everything starts leaking.
Yeah, and it's
usually... Although I feel like E3 is usually at the beginning of June now. It's more in the middle now.
Yeah, well, I guess... I don't know.
I don't know. It goes back and forth, but...
It's usually... Maybe is it closer to May? I don't know. I think it's the second week of June, usually.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's always the same week. It's not like some fucking religious holiday. Anyways...
It should be.
Anyways... Ubisoft is usually the most leaky boat out of all the E3...
Not this year.
No, yeah, totally right. Well, actually, to be fair, they got up in front of a lot of other stuff, but
that's true.
Yes, we're gonna talk about some E3 stuff, and well, I guess Ubisoft announced all their stuff before it leaked out. God damn it. Anyways,
another good show from them again, probably this year.
Yeah, sure. It's probably 2 hours again, right? Was it 2 hours last year?
Yes, it was awful.
Oh.
It was terrible.
So we're going to get into some really big Ubisoft news, but first, let's start with something more recent. Tokyo JRPG Factory, Ryan.
Yes.
I feel like we make fun... Have we made fun of them on this podcast before? I feel like
Probably.
Just because of that name?
It's a very generic name. I mean, it tells you exactly what their goal is.
Yeah, and they got a new one. New JRPG.
A Tokyo-based Japanese
that's the name of the company. Yeah. Japanese role-playing factory. Well, at least it's a good... I wonder what... It must be weird to work at the Tokyo JRPG Factory and to know that you are on a clip. You are like the Madden of JRPGs. We need them out there. So here they are. I Am Setsuna was a success. I guess the experiment that was Tokyo JRPG Factory was a success, and they're making Lost Sphere, which is a traditional Chrono Trigger... Well, it's actually more Final Fantasy.
Cool.
Like the other one. This one is about... there's this sort of like... People... the memory of people disappear, and then when that happens, the actual person is... I don't know. It's some very anime JRPG stuff.
I love it.
And so it's these characters trying to fight for the memories before they get lost so they don't forget those they love or something or another.
Beautiful.
But yeah, it looks all right. I feel like I Am Setsuna they were going for this sort of Chrono Trigger-like sort of vibe, but you can tell they were kind of cheap-ish and they were kind of made quickly.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't look... It's not...
You can tell it was like an experiment.
It wasn't like Bravely Default. It's not like those games with like this beautiful, beautiful art. But it's a solid game. I Am Setsuna. I never play it because it seems fine, but it didn't seem exceptional. But JRPG, it's coming to Switch. It's coming to PS4 and PC. I'm sure that's all I gotta say. I'm sure it's fine.
We'll know.
I'm more interested in this than I am Setsuna, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, only because I like it's evoking a bit more of a... Not that I Am Setsuna wasn't depressing, but I Am Setsuna felt too anime. It was about this female character who's going to sacrifice herself for the better good, and then, I don't know. Also, they throw around the word loss and depression a lot in the trailer, and I played Nier, so I'm like, yeah, sure, give me more of that nonsense. Anyways, after that, let's get into the thing I teased. Let's talk about the big thing. Well... I guess this leaked before the Switch was even a thing?
Yeah, Laura
Kate
Buzz, she originally leaked it, and other people in the press heard about it, but no one really wanted to say anything about this because, it's crazy.
Yeah, it seems like everyone who, like, would know knew, but it's like, we have to, like, wait because sources were like, don't
do this because no one's gonna believe you.
Yeah, and the rumor was that Ubisoft was developing a Rabbids Cross Mario game, and it sounded so ridiculous. Like, this has to be true. It's so bananas that it has to be true. No one else, like, why would you make that up? Who would make that up?
Exactly.
And lo and behold, stuff got out.
So a lot of stuff got out.
Yes. So it started off. So everyone knew that, like, everyone's like, this is what's happening, right? And then Liam Robertson posted, was it the face of Mario? What was it? I don't remember. It was the bunny.
His profile picture was the face of Mario with the glasses for like a month, but I believe someone else I don't think it was him. I think someone else posted like the close up of the female rabbit as
Yes, you're right.
And then he was like, "Well, let's just show it all now."
He didn't do it. It was someone else. It was Nintendo. So Nintendo World Report did it, right?
Possibly. I forget who showed that off, but I know.
So someone showed the Peach rabbit thing.
Yes.
And then Nintendo World Report went off and showed off everything.
Yes.
And then Liam Robertson was like, "I had this, and I was told not to release it because someone might lose their job."
And then he wrote something about it on comicbook.com.
Yeah, comicbook.com. Yeah. And then everyone else was like, "Yeah, we've had this. We've had this.
We've all seen this stuff forever."
She was like, "I'm shocked it took this fucking long for this to come out." So yeah, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I mean, it's hard. It was hard to. Everyone was like, "This looks awful." I'm like, dude, what did you fucking expect from the concept of a Rabbids and Mario? This looks exactly like they're like crude and like zany and crazy.
Oh, George, speaking of crude.
They're like a conservative. So these are PowerPoint slides from like you would show investors or someone. Like it says like this is what the game is. Here's like our core ideas, and it's got a fucking slide of like a rabbit in a Peach outfit, and it says a conservative universe, no more. And she's taking a selfie. And
humor and self-mockery.
From
Turtle shelves. You can do better. Weapons for the first time.
A distressed princess, so cliche. Self-defense, kick-ass. This is the most.
I love these words.
It's the most marketing, fucking like cynical shit ever. Again,
I'll have box art of it. I always forget that they have that too.
Yeah. I get how you could be skeptical because it's literally everything. It's the whole pitch.
Yeah, it's everything.
It's a JRPG and it's 30% exploration. This slide says 35% exploration, 65% turn-based combat.
Yeah, they have like their marketing plan. I don't think I have this one.
I don't have the slide on here, but their plan was like reveal it in June. And then, like, at Gamescom...
In July, that's when you sell it to, like, the press and consumers. So I know
what that means, I guess.
Because, like, look at it, George.
You think that's a direct? Maybe? Is that what they meant by that?
There might be a direct.
Unless they just mean, like, the traditional marketing plan for any video game.
Probably that.
And then Gamescom, they would be hands-on, it said. Yeah. And then they release the game in August or September.
That's the plan.
And this is being developed by Ubisoft, again, not Nintendo.
Ubisoft Paris and Milan, to be specific.
I can't.
They do. I believe they do like more smaller scale things. It's not like the Rayman team or anything.
No, that's a Montpellier. It's Ubisoft
so.
Montpellier, and I think rumor is that they're working on Beyond Good and Evil. I don't even know if it's rumor because someone asked Michelle Ancel, "Hey, are you working? Is Beyond Good and Evil 2 going to be at E3?" No, I don't think so. It doesn't seem right. Maybe later in the year. So I don't know, man.
We know it's coming. We just don't know if it's coming.
People say it's coming. I don't believe. I'll see. Leave it when I see it. Not that I care.
I never played the first one.
So I have no touchstone for that.
I'm glad people are excited for it.
Ryan, can this be any worse than the state of the Mario RPG series right now?
You see, that's where I'm actually interested in this, because the Mario and Luigi games keep doing the same shit again and again, and I hate it. I love those games to begin with, and then I began to hate them. Paper Mario was awesome, and then look at where that is now. And now we have something like different and new, and that's what I've wanted. I've wanted something like this, and yeah, I probably will try to not play as that female rabbit with the cell phone unless I have to, unless the game makes me.
I will play Luigi with a gun. Oh, also they have robot guns. They got laser guns. They got like Mega Man like arm cannon things. At least Mario does.
Mario has like a little chomp gun. I like it. Yeah, like this is something new and different, and like Nintendo's overseeing it, so it has to at least have some level of quality on it, especially because it is Mario, and they don't want their first time like giving in like years giving Mario to some other developer to be this shit show.
I mean, there's been like the sports games and the Mario Party games, but this feels more like of a serious thing, and I don't think are the RPGs made in. I know Paper Mario is made in house. I don't think Mario and Luigi's made in house.
That's made by Alpha Team, which they own.
Oh, they own it?
Yeah.
Okay, so never mind. Okay. Because Camelot makes the sports games?
Yeah, and I know, like, Sega makes some sports games.
Sega makes the Olympic Games, and they sometimes partner up
with Square for some sports games.
Yeah. I don't know, but...
like, this seems... I mean, this is a Mario RPG that's a lot bigger than some side sports game.
And also, Ubisoft is a very known quantity compared
Yes.
to like a Camelot or whatever.
And the rabbits are very well known.
The only
Although
thing-
not anymore, actually.
No,
Which is...
they even had a
Is
TV
that
show.
a shame?
I mean, the minions ate their fucking cake,
That's true.
so they're just fucking minions.
They are just minions.
The thing I'm worried about, Ryan, is the main thing I'm worried is the writing. That's the thing I'm worried about, is the writing.
Yeah.
The thing I'm scared of is the humor and self-mockery. Yeah, because that's what Ubisoft's great. Ubisoft's great at being self-aware. Fucking whatever, cocaine cowboys, fucking whatever, man. I don't know, but I think like the gameplay, I think there is an opportunity to make a cool game. I think Nintendo isn't. They're not doing the best job with those RPG titles, and it's a shame. It's because the people. It's so sad, like how those franchises have come down. Yeah, I don't know. Well,
Mario RPGs used to be like some of my favorite things ever. And now they've gone so downhill that I can't even bring myself to like look into them.
and
I don't even remember what was the last Mario RPG.
Was it not Dream Team? It was.
It was.
Was it Paper?
Paper Jam?
Paper Jam. Yeah, that's the one.
That was.
And then the Color Splash was the last Paper Mario.
Very upset at that.
And I asked you beforehand, but do you think this is a Ubisoft E3 thing or a Nintendo E3 thing?
I feel like.
Do you think?
On one hand, I feel like Ubisoft really wants to like tell people, "Hey, we got this. We
Yeah.
got Mario."
But also,
then again, because it's Mario, you'd think that Nintendo would do it.
and you would imagine Nintendo might have a third-party thing.
Yeah.
And this would be a big thing, I think.
So,
Although, yeah, I don't know.
both?
Yeah.
I mean, Ubisoft's is first, so maybe they would tease it with a teaser trailer?
Maybe like show a trailer and maybe. Well, I don't know because I would say trailer and then detailed thing in the direct, but that detailed thing's enough for the direct. That's like
true.
announcement, and then we might have a direct for the game itself later on.
And that gives the details. Of
I don't know. I
specifics.
think I'm pretty lukewarm on this. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I'm reserving judgment until I see the gameplay.
Yeah, like a bunch of people on
that's-
Twitter said like it can't be any fucking worse, guys. So whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, we know it's this crazy pitch, and like, who knows how it turned out.
I wonder how long it's been in development for. That's what I want to know.
According to Liam Robertson, about 3 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it began on the Wii U, and then it moved over to the Switch. And it was originally supposed to be, according to Laura Kate Dale and Liam Robertson, it was supposed to be a Switch release game. Like, it was going to be announced at the Nintendo Switch event. It was going to be on release day, Mario and Rabbids.
But it
Here
got
they are.
delayed.
But they wanted to polish it up some more.
Oh, okay.
So, if that is true, which, like, I believe those two people
Sure.
pretty well.
Yeah.
They haven't steered me wrong. At least, I mean, they've gotten some
They got
stuff
some
wrong.
stuff wrong.
But, like, it's not, like, major stuff. I
No.
feel. So, yeah.
Well, I guess Laura got the date and price wrong, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't care.
She got a lot more right than she
Yeah.
got wrong, so I give her credit still. So, yeah, I want to see this. I'm very interested in this because it's insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane, and I'm so interested in it.
It's
to be
interesting.
honest
It's
with
also
you.
interesting to see Ubisoft still trying to maintain a relationship with Nintendo. Out of all the people, like usually when people like companies get burned, like EA, like Warner Brothers, or anyone, like they try and like it reminds me of the Sega Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn. Like EA put games on the Saturn, but once that flopped, was like we're not working with you anymore. And it seems like Ubisoft and them still have a nice relationship. Well,
Yeah.
I
mean, the Rabbids games work best on Nintendo platforms.
I guess so.
I think I'm pretty sure I had the first Rabbids game.
That was a launch title, right? I'm pretty damn sure it was a launch title. Anyways,
It was fun when I was a kid.
speaking about Ubisoft, Ubisoft had a financial earnings thing, and there they announced a bunch of titles, but they didn't give any a lot of details, except for Far Cry 5,
What?
which is a thing. But even that got kind of leaked a little bit. Only that we knew was there's a new Far Cry game, which wasn't a surprise. It's a surprise like it's gonna be in Montana, and that was a surprise. Like, well, that's interesting. And then they really slowly trickled it out. They're like, here's the logo. It's white text and a 5. Okay. And then they showed a live action trailer, Montana, and everyone's like, "Oh, is this gonna be some like Fargo fucking True Detective shit?" And the next day they showed off this the art, which is, oh my god, what's that painting called? Wow, the Final Supper, the Last Supper.
The
Ryan,
Last Supper.
please save me. Okay, thank God.
sorry.
All right, I was gonna be like the last lunch, the last. Okay.
This is the last Lunchable. With
So
all his
yes,
friends.
it's the Last Supper with this
good old American family.
religious zealot, hyper patriotic cult.
Yeah.
Sitting on this thing, and then there's the American flag, and there's this guy who's got like sinner etched in his back, and there's a dog who's got a cross like on his like forehead with red paint.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh shit!" So it looks like some crazy like neo-Nazi sort of thing.
You see, when I first heard about Far Cry 5, I did not care.
Well, yeah, everyone's like, glazed over.
But then,
cool.
like, I was at work, and then one of my coworkers told me, like, Ryan, you would be interested. There's, like, a cult instead of a small town. And I was like, I am interested in those things.
So, yes, it takes place in a small town, a fictional town in Montana. It is about this sort of religious personality who comes in town and is able to get a movement, and that movement takes over the town, and you play... The first time that you can create your own character in a Far Cry game. So you can choose male, female, race, whatever the fuck.
And you're just this person who's lived in this
you
town.
are the sheriff or the sheriff's deputy.
Okay. And it's your job to figure out what's
going on.
on.
Yeah, and take them down.
Okay.
That's the... And there...
You see, I kind of like this idea.
It's certainly got everyone to care about a Far Cry game,
did,
which is
yeah.
more than I could have imagined.
Because, like, after 4 and Primal, I was just like... who cares anymore? They really like hit it off with 3.
Yeah,
but that felt like it came out of nowhere.
It did. It came out in December of 2012. Yes,
and
2012.
then people were just like crazy about it.
Yeah, and then 4 came out, and I was like, this. I personally was like, this is no. I've been online a lot saying Far Cry 4 is a bad video game that's super cynical. They had this because they hit on this formula with 3, and it seemed like they were going to keep pumping them out, but.
They even said they would.
They were. Like,
yeah.
You want more Far Cry? Here we go. But it seems that with this one, they're at least it's more. Hopefully, it's more than cosmetically.
Yeah.
They're trying something new. But Ubisoft is not great with story, and it's not great with subtlety.
But if there's one thing they're great with, it's self-aware mockery and humor.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, I don't know. Austin Walker wrote a piece for Waypoint when they were at E3 Judges Week, and they were like, when the creative director was like, I pitched this idea back in 2008. But that didn't get any movement, and now it seems like we could have, like, it seemed relevant. And so now we're doing it, and here we are. And the main point of the game is pressure. He's like, and it could all be just PR speak, right? But he's like, pressure, like, the game is about, like, the fear about living, what does it mean to be, like, prosecuted and, like, to, like, live in fear? Like, you never know. These people might be crazy, and they might not be. Like, it's like... The sort of uneasiness when you see someone wearing a Donald Trump shirt or whatever is like, they're probably just normal people who just like have different ideas, but I don't fucking know, man.
There's this weird fear with that because they're like an outsider to you, Which is why I'm like weirdly interested in this.
Yeah, but again,
it comes out February 27th, 2018.
Yeah, so
which
soonish.
It's almost a year away.
I guess
it's weird that they're doing this now.
Primal was in February as well, and they announced that in like October. I remember, but. Yeah. I guess they probably wanted to get out of the way, so like going in, because this will be right before that'll be right before their fiscal year, and so like this will be capping our fiscal year at that. So yeah, so I wonder if because Assassin's Creed was going to be the fall. You imagine that's going to be their big fall game, so they probably don't want.
Is that still going to be set for this year? You think?
I would imagine so.
I'd think so.
It sure seemed like everything they said. I feel like they would have. No, they said this earnings that yes, it's going to hit in the fall. So yeah, I will play Far Cry 5.
I might.
I don't know. It's too interesting. Whether they fail or hopefully they succeed. I'm not very optimistic because at the end of the day, who was it? Was it Rob Zach? And someone on Twitter was like first-person shooters and introducing guns like leaves so little oxygen for anything else in a video game to fucking. I don't know. The thing I hope is not only that they capture that fear and not only like have this like I hope they don't have this cartoonish fucking cult thing, but they show like what this group does because there's normal people who live in Montana before these fucking people came in.
Yeah.
And they released those trailers where like this bar owner who like I was just a bar owner here and she's just like a white bar owner. I was like, but these fuckers like give this town a bad name and like they're killing everyone and everything's fucked. And so like. What those groups do to communities, when they grow in power. So I'm interested. We'll see how it goes. I'm interested to see if they do anything because you can choose your own race in that game, and you can choose your own gender. And I wonder if any of that stuff plays anything in the story or how the NPCs bark at you. So I don't know.
Like if it's set in that kind of location, you'd think it would have
Exactly,
to,
like
right?
yeah, again, like Austin Walker said, like if you don't do that, you're kind of like half-assing it. Like
Yeah.
it sucks. Like you have to really fucking go there because you got to prove that you can do it, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. But if you want to do it,
Does that make it a brave move or a stupid move?
Mafia 3 did it kind of, and they did it pretty well.
You can like make your own character.
Well, Mafia 3, you're playing as a black character, and you would get the insults you were sort of.
But you were following your own theme. But like in that, if you made your character like a white person, they would be treated better than if you made your character like a black Muslim person.
Either that, or it's just a generic sort of brr, or yeah. So I don't know, man. Far Cry 5 is the thing. I expect a long gameplay demo at E3 probably.
Oh, definitely. They'll probably show off like a pretty. Like a good.
The creative director will go up there and be like,
Far Cry 5 is the best game.
You are in. Yeah, exactly, sure.
And then what's her name will be like, let's make a meme about it.
Oh god, I tweeted this out. But I'm like, how long until we get a Far Cry 5 cosplayer who is a little too into his cosplay? And I'm really worried. Like Aisha Tyler's gonna sit down again. I doubt she'll do that again. What a fucking disaster.
Every year she does that. Every year she talks to someone who does not want to be
She
spoken
did that
to.
once, Ryan. You're overreacting.
Look, Ubisoft has, I would say, the worst shows.
That's fair.
That's
I'm
fair.
not gonna disagree there.
Well, not worse as cringiest, I think is a better word. Cringiest.
They try very hard to be an entertaining, like, sort of thing in the way they, like, become, like, this is, like, you're talking to a bunch of press. I don't know what you're doing.
To be fair, every E3 conference is pretty
Sure.
cringy.
Sure. I mean, remember that EA Play thing? I was watching some. Remember that guy with it when Peter Moore brought off the fucking Madden esports thing, and there's the guy who had a cast, and Peter Moore or someone was like, "Oh, how'd you break your arm?" It was like, I fell down some stairs," and it was like, "Okay, guy, sure, you fell down some stairs, whatever." Dude. Anyways, announcements. They're making a new Life is Strange. Don't Nod is.
Okay.
That's all I got to tell you. Don't Nod's making any Life is Strange. I did not play all of Life is Strange, but I can tell you that I'm not a big fan of Life is Strange. I think the writing is very, very bad.
I feel like it definitely has like its big fan base. I feel like especially with younger people really connected with that.
They mentioned that in that video.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm interested. I still like weirdly because I played episode 1 of Life is Strange and I liked it. Mm-hmm. It was fine. I wanted to see where it was going, but I've always wanted to finish it. But
I wonder if
I don't know if I care enough.
I wonder if Don't Nod owns the rights to Life is Strange or if Square. I bet Don't Nod owns that because if I was Square, because they do this whole indie thing where they fund indie games. Yeah. I bet that's part of that, and it turned out to be a fucking giant, massive, huge success. So yeah, new Life is Strange. Fans of Life is Strange. Also, this the director said this has nothing to do with Sam. It's a different thing.
A different thing, like just a different character with the similar powers. Probably.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Probably someone will be like do a dab and
hell yeah,
she'll have like a fidget spinner.
Yes.
It could be like, what's up? I don't fucking know.
Anyways.
Sonic the Hedgehog. My
I'm so
favorite
tired
boy.
I'm so tired of playing as Sonic the Hedgehog in my video games. When will I be able to make my own hedgehog or cat or bear
fall.
or dog or wolf or bird?
This fall.
Yeah.
Sonic.
What?
So the Sonic. What? Sonic Forces announced in a trailer so they teased it out earlier when they showed this game in the trailers that there was a shadowy
Sonic and classic
and there's
Sonic.
a shadowy figure and everyone was like, "Who the fuck is it?"
And everyone was like, is it? Who's this? Oh, fuck.
It's Bubsy the Bobcat.
That was the big rumor. That would have been awesome.
And no, it's your OC. You can create your own Sonic the Hedgehog furry character in Sonic Forces. To help out Sonic and Classic Sonic. I don't know what the story of this game is still.
You have to join the Resistance. You have to join the Resistance, George.
Don't stop. Please stop. Please stop. Oh, God. There's
what they did that, my first thing was like, is that what I meant by join the Resistance? Because if so, that's incredible.
Oh, my God. Whatever, man. I can't.
It all comes back around. It's beautiful. Am I beautiful?
Oh, Ryan, are you more or less interested in Sonic Forces? Probably the same amount of interest.
The same amount of interest, yeah. Because Sonic games are not that fun.
See, here's the thing. I was gonna play Sonic Forces either way, but this is a surefire way to sell copies of Sonic Forces.
Yeah, Sonic fans are gonna eat this shit up, and they've talked and they love it already.
I will say this though, and that Sega might have some real crow to eat. So they showed like just a few minutes of the UI and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the outfits are gender specific.
Uh-huh.
And let me tell you one, if there's like the Venn diagram of people who are queer and who like Sonic, there's a shit ton of overlap there. And that's just from like the spaces the people I follow. A lot of people who are queer like Sonic the Hedgehog as well. And you're gonna eat massive crow if I can't dress up my guy Hedgehog in a skirt. Because that's, I don't know.
That's because it's your original character, so you'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone noticed that.
If Animal Crossing can let you do it, I didn't notice that, to be honest with you.
No,
because I didn't look at the trailer that much. I saw it once and I was like,
it was just people who who are queer, like, oh, what is this?
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know.
That seems like something that like if it
got, because it's a Japanese
if the game came out and there was enough outcry, I feel like they might.
I mean, that's a patch, right? Like just flip the switch.
Yeah. Like, oh, sorry, we didn't know you guys wanted that, but okay.
I'm surprised it took this long, by the way, to do an OC thing in Sonic the Hedgehog.
It seems so weird because it seems like such a like Sonic is so 90s, and it seems like such a 90s idea, but it almost feels. I don't know. It seems weird. I'm still weirded out by it. Like,
are you?
Yeah, it's like making your own fucking Toad
in
a Mario game.
I mean, I just don't know where you go from here.
Yeah, because you have to make your own.
You have to put this in every game now. Like, you signed up for this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I'm happy that people can do this because there's a huge
I'm also
a lot of people who love doing this.
Interested. I'm also interested how they're gonna tackle the story then. Like. Is there gonna be a commute character? And it's like, am I right?
Oh, is he gonna be like a Mary Sue? Like, it's only you can do it, George the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
Use your fire beam. What does the character have? He has a little grappling hook beam or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you can add your own thingy.
Fuck.
So
that's gonna make gameplay weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There'll be clearly OP stuff.
So I don't know. Not the Sonic game I'm very excited for. I'll play it anyways. I wonder when it comes out. Do you think it comes out before Mario Odyssey or too close to Mario Odyssey?
This seems like October to me.
Yeah, that's what I think so too.
Yeah.
This will sell at least 2 million copies, guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. And it's coming out on everything, right?
It's coming on everything.
So yeah.
It'll sell very well.
Especially on Switch.
Well, I wonder how that runs, because it's a... Well, I wonder. Because, the Switch is kind of still like... a more powerful Wii U in a tablet form.
Yeah.
And this is on PS4 and Xbox One and PC, so I wonder how that'll work out.
I can't imagine there'd be a huge difference.
I guess not. You could just turn off some of the fucking like particle effects and
yeah.
stuff. I don't know. I don't make video games. Ryan, I didn't ask you if you have a take on this because I completely forgot this was a thing. But was it the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times? The Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal.
A
very good source in the Wall Street Journal. A very good.
I forget his name, but yes,
it's Japanese and I forget.
I see him on Twitter bringing scoops and stuff.
He's a very good writer. I love his work.
So yeah, Legend of Zelda on mobile is reported to be a thing after Animal Crossing.
I don't like it. I don't like it at
all. I don't know what the fuck it could be.
I don't like it even a little bit.
I don't know what it could be.
Me neither. But it's gonna be terrible.
What if it's that mini game from Nintendo Land and you just swipe the screen? And you just walk forward.
That's terrible.
Oh, I don't fucking know what to tell you.
Like, the closest thing I can... Like, this would have to be, like, a big adventure thing, or else it's not Zelda. And, like, the closest thing it could be is the DS games, and those games are fucking boring as shit.
Spirit Tracks 2.
Spirit Tracks 2. You just tap... Like, to fight in those games, you just tap on enemies. Like, that's terrible. And, like, on one screen with my big, fat thumb hitting it, I'm not gonna see shit. I don't want this. I know exactly why they're doing this, but I do not want it at all. I never wanted this. But you know what? It doesn't fucking matter what I want, because this is going to make them a lot of money, probably.
I guess.
Maybe.
Tell me how you really feel, Ryan.
It's weird.
Link's crossbow training too. Here we go.
I would honestly be fine if that was it, to be honest with you. But what's weird is, like, I don't know where Nintendo's going with smartphone stuff, because Miitomo was a minor success. Very, very minor.
Yes. Mario didn't set the world on fire as they hoped.
It got a shit ton of downloads, but no one bought it.
Yeah.
Because they thought people would be interested in buying a full game on their phones, which no one is.
To be fair, if I was at Nintendo, I probably would have made the same call of being like, you have to download free, but then people flipped out in a way that I did not understand.
Oh yeah, like
I don't know.
lot of my like non-gamer friends, like Ryan Mario, and I was like, oh yeah, how are you enjoying it? I can't play. It's like, you only play 3 levels. It's such fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm like, well.
I'm like, it's a think that you give you something for free? You don't fucking deserve that. You don't deserve a free thing. Fuck off. And then Fire Emblem Warriors is just so...
People really like Fire Emblem Warriors.
Not Heroes.
Heroes. I keep calling Warriors Heroes. So
Fire Emblem Heroes, like...
People like... I think that's doing well, actually, I think.
It is. It's doing very, very
There's
well
an event
with Fire Emblem
right
fans.
now, like a wedding event? Or
yeah,
the hell?
you can get, like, some bridal characters. But, like, I don't, like... I like getting characters in Fire Emblem Heroes, but I don't like playing it.
No.
And I don't know how they can... Like,
it's better. It's the best thing they've made.
Yeah, but... Like, it's still like a 7, I feel. So it's like, I don't know where they can approach this. Like, is it free with, like, some weird features? Like, you can unlock an Impa outfit if you paid $10. You can do with a little random prize. Or what do you got? Or if it's going to be like Mario and it's just a game you buy for $10. But then it's going to be this weird touch-based thing.
I don't know how I'm not sure how you go about this.
Look, I read this and, like...
I think this is the hardest one.
I completely believe this source because he's super reliable and I love him. I just kind of wish he was wrong, to be honest with you. Because I just don't, like, I don't care. I don't want this. I want a real Zelda. But it doesn't matter what I fucking want.
No.
I'm just a boy.
The Animal Crossing, though.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I think that's the one.
That's the one I'm excited for. It's just...
Also, we both expect Animal Crossing at E3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Okay.
I want it. I don't know if it will be there, but I want it.
I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. For the smartphone or for the Switch?
Switch. Both.
Okay.
Well, they might not talk about the mobile thing.
I would like both, preferably. But, like, I feel like there's a lot more you could do that's, like, easier on mobile that would sell more before taking, like, this huge risk, like a Brain Age or a Nintendogs.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's been a while since Nintendogs.
I know, and Nintendogs is so much fun, and that would kill on a smartphone.
And that's an IP that people recognize, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nintendogs is very recognizable.
So I just don't know why they're going this route that I feel like could go south very easily.
It's just weird, especially like you follow that up after Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
it's a weird thing.
Which is like this big, huge game, and now it's like, oh, you have this tiny thing.
It's weird. It's weird.
I don't like it. But, you know, like I said, it doesn't fucking matter.
Let me tell you about Codename Steam 2.
What?
Anyways, that is all the news. We had last episode we talked about some main news because we were late. IO was still in trouble.
I was worried.
I'm still worried about the IO thing, though, personally.
E3's coming up soon, a few weeks. That's the
right. Square Enix walks up on stage, is like, we have completely fired everyone from IO. Whatever. Anyways, we'll be right back. We're gonna talk about the games of May and what we're looking forward to in June.
Yay!
We are back. A Dinosaur's Tale. Let's talk about the games of May.
What?
We're back. A Dinosaur's Tale.
What?
Are you serious? You don't know what I'm talking about?
Not even a little bit.
The John Goodman film where John Goodman's a T-Rex and it's We're Back?
Why haven't you mentioned this to me before?
You know what okay. They're video games. We're not here to talk about bad Don Bluth movies. We're here to talk about video games.
How dare you?
So, we didn't play that much in May. I actually had to go out and play something actively to talk about the podcast. But let's start about Prey. I think I played some... I'm still paranoid. I haven't listened to the last episode we did. I'm still paranoid. I feel like I talked about Prey last episode because at that point I would have played it. But I must have held off on it. Prey. It's a video game developed by Arcade Austin and published by Bethesda Softworks.
Yes.
Let me tell you about Prey. It is a video game that I had an allergic reaction to.
Wow.
And I think I'm the only one that had this bad of a reaction to it. So Prey has sort of a storied history because it was shown off last year at E3, but before that, there was this Prey 2, a sequel to the 2006 Prey. It was this cyberpunk looking game, and it was made by the same developers who made the original Prey. It was a completely different game from the one we have today, but then that game went into development hell, and then it got retooled. Jason Schreier then got a scoop that Arcane Austin's working on a Prey thing. Bethesda blacklisted them. Then they got up on the studio head of Arcane Austin got out on stage with a shirt with a button that said press on it. Because when Jason Schreier leaked it, then he got hold of an email that the studio had sent all the people at Arcane Austin saying that some press sneak fucks fucking leaked the thing. If anyone asks you about it, don't answer question. And now there's a trophy that says press sneak. in the game.
Hilarious.
So yeah, this game, it was a game that went through development hell. The original one got canceled, and now we're here with this new game that it is heavily inspired by BioShock, System Shock, and the original Deus Ex game. So it is very much derived from that sort of golden era of PC adventure. I don't know what to call that era. It's an era that was very influenced a lot of developers.
Yeah.
But it's not the most popular games, but they're games that like you can still feel their effects today. Because like System Shock had audio logs, and like every game has audio logs, and like this sort of thing where like an unreliable narrator and all this other stuff. So yeah, so Prey is very BioShocky. And I don't like BioShock. I loved it at the time, but looking back on it, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's very flawed. And the BioShockness of this game made me completely completely repel off of it in a way that I can't reasonably explain. Because there's some cool shit. The soundtrack in this game is fucking incredible. It is some Trent Reznor, John Carpenter shit. It is the same composer for the Doom soundtrack, and you can tell because it's the Doom soundtrack, but in sci-fi, and it's very good. It's this sort of game where like it's a first-person game like System Shock and BioShock, and you're walking around. And the cool thing is, the main enemy of the game is called a Mimic. It's like this alien-looking thing that can transform into a mug, it can transform into a banana, it can transform into a trash can. So, because you know a little bit about BioShock, right, Ryan?
No.
Do you know enough that you're going around picking up like food and stuff from all over the place?
Yeah,
because that's
I
like
get that much
trope or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
And so they kind of turned that on his head with this game. It was like, well, in this game, the enemies can be any object, so you're not really safe.
Okay.
And it's a really cool premise. And it actually totally works, because you like, did that chair move? I'm not sure. And so you just shoot it just in case, and then it turns out, yeah, that was an alien. And then there's also this, like a BioShock game.
So it's it has that like you said, John Carpenter, it's like a thing kind of.
Yeah, it's totally like the thing. It's totally like the thing, yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
It's a really cool idea. Yeah, and the soundtrack.
I don't like the way that candle's looking at me.
Yeah, exactly. But it's this whole like BioShock, like, oh, you're in this space station, and the game opens with a very like, we pulled the veil, like we tricked you in a sort of, well, I guess not. I guess like the ending of BioShock, where stuff is revealed to you at the beginning of that intro sequence. Yeah. That like, I'm sure some people like really got them, but for me, I was like, this is the most BioShock Ken Levine-esque shit. Yeah. Whatever, man. And it's also like you're in this corporation, and like the corporation like was doing things for the benefit of humanity or whatever, and then turns out nope, no, not really, it was a bad thing. And then you find audio logs of the people who worked there and all this stuff, and all of it just
that sounds all very done.
That's what I felt. People tell me that like the stuff that they have written about the side characters is very interesting, and like there's like 3 queer characters in this game, and like there's some really cool stories about them. But I checked out. Like I was like, I have no interest in doing this. And also, there was a weird control delay on consoles, and so I wasn't having that either. And I don't know. It just, all that stuff for me personally, it felt very done, and I didn't feel like I needed to see any of it.
Yeah.
But I wonder how long the scary stuff, because the scary stuff totally worked. It's really cool. Like you are questioning yourself all the time, but also the combat's very difficult. It feels like the original BioShock, as in your gun goes fucking all over the place and you're trying to swing everywhere because these things are way faster than you. And yeah, I don't know. Prey didn't do anything for me. I bounced off of it the first hour and a half, and I was like, I'm done.
It hasn't done super well.
No, it does not appear that it's doing very well, because this was the third game in Bethesda's. We're not giving review copies to this. We're only giving streamers. We're giving everyone copies the day before, so people can stream it and stuff. But definitely not enough time to play it through and write a review and stuff.
Yeah.
And it seems like this was a bad idea for Prey specifically, because Prey is not a known quantity like Dishonored or Doom.
Yeah.
Prey had a game in 2006. I don't fucking know, and it had a sequel that people were waiting for a long time. And also, like I said, Prey is a game based on the most critic ass game developer, like the most game ass games. Like, yeah, like it's like if you made them. It's like if you're a horror, a person who makes horror movies, right? and you're like, we're gonna make this movie inspired by fucking John Carpenter, and we're gonna have this cool soundtrack. It's like if the people who made It Follows, right? You make It Follows, right?
Yes.
And you're like, but we're not gonna show it to any critics. No critics here.
This is only for the fans.
Exactly. It's like, but dude, you made the most critic bait ass shit ever. Why wouldn't you give it? It's like, and not to demean any streamers, but I'm like, people who review games like will probably know and get where you're coming from with this game. And so it's a weird thing to do, like, for this game that has such lineage and is inspired by these things, and have it for streamers. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, are you just going to stream, like, here I am going to read all these audio logs.
And plus,
that kind of
Prey
works
is, like, a story-based thing.
Yep.
Like, with Doom, like, I could see people jumping into, like, multiplayer.
And it's also Doom. Like, everyone knows, it's Doom. Like,
well, yeah, it's Doom, but, like, also a big thing is, like, how
it's
does
not
the
story-heavy, yeah.
How does the multiplayer
Well, the
feel?
multiplayer in Doom was bad, so.
Well, yeah. But also, even with the single player, it's not, like, about the story.
Yeah.
It's about, like, oh, look at me ripping all these arms apart. But with Prey, that sounds like...
Yeah, that does well on camera.
It sounds like, you need to experience this.
And to be honest, Dishonored didn't do great either, but at least Dishonored had a game on its belt, so it had a legacy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those numbers might be pretty. I would be shocked if Prey even sold 1 million copies. I bet Nier Automata sold more than Prey.
I just didn't hear anyone talk about it.
They came and went.
Yeah, which is like...
They had a demo.
It's a Bethesda game, and that's weird to me. Like, I didn't think it was coming out this soon.
To me, it's troubling, because it makes me worry that Bethesda might get out of the game of publishing anything other than Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Because they keep putting these games out, and they don't see success.
Yeah.
I mean, Evil Within did well, and so did Wolfenstein, but those are early in the generation, so people wanted games. Like, Wolfenstein sold because it came out the summer after the PS4 came out, and Evil Within was a horror game, and we didn't have anything horror, and it was also the first year. So, I don't know. I feel bad because I don't know how Arcane Austin has a future, to be fair, to be honest, because I don't think this game did anything, so... I don't know.
So, like, as a side note, what do you think Bethesda is going to do at E3 this
that's
year?
the question. I mean, you would imagine they probably just pretend everything's good, right? And
I'd imagine.
And if Prey was that bad as I think it is, because Prey is now $40.
Oh.
It was $40 2 weeks after release.
Oh, boy.
Then you'd imagine at some point they switch out the review plan. This fall...
They can't do that. That's been a year. They can't do that.
It would look bad.
It would look bad, yeah.
But I don't know, man. Prey, I think Prey did very bad. I'd be shocked if Prey did even 500,000 copies.
Ooh.
I really think that game bombed, but that's only because no one talks about it. No one knows what the fuck Prey is. It didn't show off incredibly well.
It's not established, yeah. That's a game that needed the press.
So I don't know. I mean, Wolfenstein has got cachet.
Yeah.
So I think
what are they showing this year?
They would show off Wolfenstein. They would show off maybe New Evil Within, unless they're doing something else.
I think it's time for New Evil Within.
Yeah, because I don't know what else. I would imagine they made that studio to make horror games. But
what was that other like really successful like Doom like thing? Didn't they tease that last year?
Oh, they teased Quake, and Quake is in private beta right now.
Okay,
so they'd probably show off more Quake, but that's PC only.
Still. It's a big deal for a lot of people.
What else? I guess they would show off some Elder Scrolls Online because that's doing well. They got that Morrowind expansion.
People are really loving that.
Yeah, I think they're done with Fallout. I don't think there's any more Fallout DLC to come out of that, and it's too early for them to announce the next game by the Bethesda studio. So
you don't think we're getting Elder Scrolls 6?
No.
I just want that game to be honest.
I know you, but I think it's too early.
Probably.
It's way too early. It takes them like 4 years to make a game.
Yeah,
and also, you'd imagine that after Fallout 4, they would have to go back and we have to rethink this.
Exactly.
Because I don't think we can get away with we might be able to, but I don't know. Because like I said, that was Fallout 4 was that was the thing. I gotta tell you,
people were really excited for that.
And Witcher 3.
And then about 2 hours later, they were like,
I would say The Witcher and Zelda would make someone like a fucking Bethesda really rethink how they approach their next open world game. So,
because the thing with Elder Scrolls was always there's all these glitches, but it's so big.
And then no, look at this giant game and it runs perfectly fine, and look at all these systems that are always working together.
So little glitches.
Yeah.
So it's maybe we can't.
I had Zelda freeze on me once, and then it kept going.
Maybe we can't maybe we can't have
Yeah.
a game where you can use a plate to bust through a wall and beat the game in 10 minutes. Which, by the way, I love watching people do that.
No,
It's
yeah,
amazing.
totally. It's cool to see that game fucking.
I don't think that should happen.
It's
this
the
day and
most
age.
nightmarish fucking thing ever. Anyways, that's enough about Prey. Let me talk about The Surge.
What is The Surge?
The Surge. Let me tell you about everyone's favorite
This
soda.
sounds like a 90s action movie.
I mean, it was a 90s soda. The Surge. I mean, Surge, just Surge.
That was 90s?
That was a 90s soda, yeah.
I thought that was early 2000s. Those are the same things, though, right?
No, when I think of early 2000s, I think of Pepsi Blue and like Coke with lime.
Oh, I liked Pepsi Blue for some reason. I really liked it.
I did not like Pepsi Blue. Not a fan of Pepsi Blue.
This is not our soda podcast.
No, this is not a
George.
soda pod. No, this is not Drink Boys. This is video games. Oh, so The Surge. So this seems to be I would say this is like the hit of the summer that no one talked about. So this is developed by Deck 13. Are you familiar with the game? Do you even remember the game Lords of the Fallen?
No.
So Lords of the Fallen came out like the year after the PS4 launched. It was Dark Souls, like a medieval Dark Souls. It was a game that like pretty much like straight up ripped the Dark Souls formula and made a medieval game about it. And it was an okay game. Again, for like the year after the PS4 launched, it was a game that got attention. It had the mechanics of Dark Souls, but it lacked like the spirit or the heart or the story. But it was competent enough that you were like, these guys are like, this is an impressive game. Like for an independent developer, like because Bandai Namco like funded it, but it was only made by this studio that no one heard about. And then later on, they announced we're gonna make a new sci-fi game, and then people were like, it's a sci-fi Dark Souls. And so people were like, that sounds very, very attractive. I would like to know more about that. And then, like, again, because no one even knows who Focus Entertainment is. It's a small publisher. I mean, they got big with a Farming Simulator, but
those guys.
Yeah, it's those guys.
Those are two very different games.
Very different games. But it seemed like Farming Simulator must be making a shit ton of money because now Focus is funding these sorts of games. But anyways, The Surge is sort of that. It is sort of a sci-fi Dark Souls,
Cool.
but also it doesn't have the heart. I compare it to Lords of the Fallen plus Warhammer Space Marine 40K plus Chappie. It's that. But it's
You see, I look at this cover and I think of like a shitty Tom Cruise movie.
it totally looks like the Edge of Tomorrow.
This looks like the cover of this game looks like the future cover of
Earth is ours, no more.
of Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Which people tell me is still a good movie. I haven't seen it.
Meaning I don't care enough.
But yeah, The Surge is sort of this Dark Souls game, and man, it is a very impressive video game. It's also like the best PS4 Pro game. It's
Wow.
So yes, it is sort of the sci-fi Dark Souls, but like I said, it doesn't have the story. The story's cliche. It's sort of like it's sort of like what's happening now. Actually, Facebook gets power, and there's this Mark Zuckerberg character who's not gonna run for president. That'd be ridiculous. He runs for president or whatever, and then he's like, "We gotta save the Earth, and our robots are going to like help us, and the internet and all this stuff's gonna help us save our future." Blah, 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 blah. And then it turns out none of that happens, right? And so you're this character. And it's also a little bit of Avatar because you're this paralyzed guy who gets involved in this program so he can walk again, and so he gets this mech suit. And then turns out, again, this whole thing was fucked. And he gets over there, and there's like writing on the wall, like, "He betrayed us!" All that fucking Bioshock environmental storytelling garbage. But the game plays very well. Like, it feels good. It's a very graphically impressive game. And maybe I'm just saying that because I'm running on PS4 Pro, and the game runs at a solid 60 frames per second, and you can customize the shadows, you can customize fog effects, you can customize all this shit. And it's very impressive coming from the developer that you've maybe sort of heard this other game that no one really played, but people know it exists. And I played about 2 hours of it, and then I got to the first boss fight, and the boss fight, unlike Dark Souls, not good. The boss fights are not good at all. And that's when I stopped, and I don't want to play any more of it. But The Surge, I'm going to tell you what, if you have a PS4 Pro and the idea of a sci-fi Dark Souls kind of interests you,
maybe give it a go.
Yeah, if you can get like for 40, it's a great, it's like a tier game that I didn't think existed anymore. Like it's a B tier game, but it's got A production quality. But it's the sort of game like it did just come out and it's out there, but you play and like, no, this game's got some stuff. Like you can tell like they really fucking went all out for this thing. So yeah, I don't know. I think it might make an amazing PS Plus game at some point. But yeah, the Surge. It's a thing. Ryan,
Anyways, let's get to
a game that I think a lot of people know and a lot of people played because if they had a Switch, let's
all
talk
did it.
about Smash. Let's talk about ARMS.
Okay. What?
ARMS.
ARMS, the game everyone loves.
The
to
ARMS
talk
that
about.
sounds like the most working title you've ever heard in your life.
But they keep rolling with it.
Yeah, and it's got way more style than you think that title
Exactly.
would lead you to think.
So yeah, the ARMS Global Test Punch started this week.
We played it.
You played about half an hour of it. I played that with you, and then the next day I played it for another hour. So and it begins again this week, and
Yes.
we're going to add, I think, a different rotation of things, whatever. Anyways, you can go online. You could just play against random people online, either 1v1 or 2v2 or 1v1v1 or 1v1v1v1, 4 people. There's a bunch of different maps. You could also do the volleyball mode was in there. It was just everyone's opportunity to try out ARMS, the game everyone looks at and is like,
That's a game.
that's a game.
I may or
which,
might not be good.
Which
shouldn't.
from what Nintendo says and what I've heard from a lot of press that I really admire, once you play ARMS, you get it and you're like, this is great.
I did not get it, and I wouldn't say it's bad, but I wouldn't say it's great either. Ryan, how do you feel about it after playing more than I did?
You see, it's a weird predicament because, for one thing, I'm very glad I did this global test punch thing because I felt the same way about this game as I did with Splatoon back when that came out. Because
You're like,
I saw that.
You weren't sure?
I saw Splatoon, and it's like, okay, this looks like a lot that I would like. Because it's silly, it's very colorful and happy, the character design is awesome, it looks like there's a lot of variety and interesting single-player stuff, but it's a shooter, and I'm not into that, and just like with ARMS, I'm not into fighting games. Like, the only one I'd like is Smash Brothers. That's just because I can play as Link and Kirby and Rosalina, like characters I really like from other franchises, and seeing them together
Mr.
in one
Game
game
& Watch.
is I love fucking playing as Mr. Game & Watch. That's my boy. But with the Splatoon test fire, I played it and I was like, yes, you know what? Yes, I want this. So I bought Splatoon and I fell in love with it. It was my favorite game that year, and I'm so hyped for Splatoon 2. So when ARMS came out, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is going to change the way I view fighting games in the same way that Splatoon changed the way I look at shooter games, which later on I played like Overwatch and something else recently I played that was a shooter that I really liked. I don't care about ARMS.
Me either. I don't get it.
Like, there's so much I like about it, but I'm playing it, and I keep thinking to myself, if I bought this for $60, I cannot imagine myself playing it for that long without getting sick of it.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's super fun, and I love, I'm one of the weird people, I love motion controls.
Yeah.
And
they work.
With Skyward Sword, Fatal Frame 5, games that use motion controls in interesting ways. I love that. And the way ARMS uses motion controls, how you hold the Joy-Cons in a unique way, and you punch and twist your arms, it all just works fluidly, and it's so much fun. But I just feel nothing still.
Yeah, me either.
There are small moments where I'm playing it and I begin to have fun, but then I step outside myself and I'm like, you know what? This still isn't for me. This still isn't doing much for me. Because what got me into Splatoon is really the single-player stuff. And the single-player stuff for ARMS is just more fighting. And that's not... And doesn't seem to be any creative approach to that, like with Splatoon. Splatoon had platform elements and cool level designs where you could ink the floors to make them appear and disappear, and super interesting fun boss battles that were these huge larger than life creatures that made no sense but were so fun and weirdly 90s. But ARMS, they have that stuff, but it's still the same core concept of you're fighting this guy who also has stretchy arms. And yeah, I love all the characters.
Yeah, they're great.
They're all great. They all have cool individual...
You don't like the music.
I really don't like the music. It just has that one song, and I feel like that's super tiring after a while.
Actually, they do have that same song, but remixed for different stages, so I guess.
And I want this to do well. I think it will do
I think it
well.
will. People like it.
Because, people love this, and I feel like this just isn't my thing. Because this feels like a fun approach for competitive fighting people who are into that genre.
Maybe. I don't even know if they'll catch on. Maybe.
From what I've heard from a few journalists that are super into that, like super competitive gamers as well. They really like it in the way it approaches like motion and like design, and the game runs so smoothly.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like 60
frames per
frames,
second.
180,
Looks 1080p.
1080p, yeah.
Looks gorgeous. Looks great.
Yeah, and it's super fun and just different from like any other fighting game. But like, I just feel nothing. I don't know why.
Yeah, me again. Like it's weird, but like I play it. I'm like, that was neat, and then I'm like, ah.
Like, if I like had like a bunch of roommates and like we all had like Switches where we could all do motion stuff together, then that's when I would be like, okay, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But like just playing online against random people while I'm punching my screen in my basement all alone without pants, that doesn't sound appealing to me.
Yeah, Arms didn't do anything for me. The volleyball thing was kind of cool. I like that.
I like that, and in the one this week they're gonna exchange volleyball for the hoops game, which I'm gonna try that out again too, just to make sure, because I want to make sure how I feel about this. Just because like I feel so disappointed in it, and I don't know why. I just want to cement my feelings.
It was like, well, it's like, yeah. It's a disappointment. Like, I don't know about you, but like if I had a Switch, it's a disappointment that I might still buy it, hoping that it'll catch on. I'm like, nah, it doesn't actually.
Especially because the Switch is so new and Nintendo is doing so much new stuff.
And it's a new IP.
Yeah,
and like
even Zelda, like that's Zelda, but it felt like a whole new thing.
And it's well done.
It's well done too.
But it's just like doesn't make me feel anything.
And like playing Mario Kart 8 online, like that awesome, beautiful 60 frames per second, 1080p is wonderful, and I'd love another game that did that. But I feel like I don't need ARMS to be that game. I'll have Splatoon to be that game when Splatoon 2 comes out. Yeah. So I don't feel as bad. I think this will do very well for
People
Nintendo,
like it. People really like it.
and I hope it does well.
Yeah. It'll be a thing that exists, but that's not for me.
I'm just ready for that Nintendo to stop talking about this.
Yeah.
Because like it feels like for the past 5 months, they've just really been talking about it a lot. And so I guess that hype of like me playing it and realizing it's not for me is just kind of disappointing. Just because they've been so like, you need to play ARMS, which I get that they have needed to be like.
It's a new IP. We got to push it.
It's also super weird. Like Splatoon was weird, but I feel like you could get that more just by watching it. ARMS is a game that you really have to play before you get it.
Yeah, I mean it's a thing that would require you to sell it to people, and I think people like it. So I don't know.
That's good.
I don't know. ARMS is a thing.
We'll know by next podcast how it's doing.
Yeah, we'll see. ARMS
comes out the week of E3.
I still think when reviews, maybe I'm just reading it completely wrong, but I still think when reviews come, it's gonna be a 7.5. Like I don't
really. I'm thinking around 8s.
7.5, right? I don't think it's gonna blow any people away like Splatoon did. I don't think Splatoon's. I don't think it's gonna be.
Splatoon didn't blow people away at first. It was like later on after they started adding stuff is when people were like.
Which ARMS they're also gonna do? They're gonna add on stuff to it, so it's ever evolving.
But like I feel like the stuff that they would add onto ARMS doesn't feel like. I mean, new characters is awesome in stages, like that's super cool, but I don't know if that does anything for me. I mean, it's a cool like Overwatch.
I mean, in the concept of it being a fighting game, and then they give you new characters, that's big. But
that is big.
But I don't know. I don't care.
We're both very lukewarm. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna love hearing people like who I love hearing and reading from people who like really love it.
Sure. Yeah. Totally.
Because like you can really tell because people who are passionate about this game are really passionate about it. And that's fun to like read and listen to because you feel that enthusiasm, and you and me just don't have that enthusiasm, which is disappointing. I feel. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Talk about a game I'm super enthusiastic for.
I guess
George.
so. Let's talk about Magickarp Jump.
Magickarp Jump for the Android and iOS. This game just came out. I think Pokemon Company teased this a little bit ago.
Okay.
I think so, but like with anything when Pokemon Company releases a game on smart devices or on the web, it just kind of comes out, which they've been doing a lot recently. And basically, Magickarp Jump, game for your Android smart device or your iPhone smart device or tablet. It's like Pokemon, except you can only catch Magikarp. And you have to raise your Magikarp by feeding him, decorating his aquarium or her aquarium, and then you battle with your Magikarp as they level up. But because they're Magikarp, they can only jump. So all you're doing is raising up their jumping ability, and to go through tournaments to raise up to see which fellow Magikarp trainer's Magikarp can jump higher than the other Magikarp.
It sounds pretty good.
It's super simple, super fun, and super, super fucking cute.
Yeah, the art style is very good.
I love it. You play as this like androgynous character who like even like the professor and like all the other people are like, are you a boy or a girl? It doesn't fucking matter, actually. So let's just go on. Who's like adorable. There's always these random events that happen that are all super funny and sometimes weirdly dark. Like your pet Magickarp can get just snatched away by a Pidgeotto and just fucking die, and you have to just go get a new one.
It's like all round. It's like rounded character design and like pastel colors.
Yeah, like super like. It's kind of like that kind of childlike look that you would see in like a Nico Atsume kind of like game.
Sure, yeah, totally.
And there's definitely like a lot of Nico Atsume like stuff in this where you get special items. Actually, it's more of like, did you play, I think it's called 10 Million Wives?
Yes.
It's a lot like that, where like you get these items that do specific buffs to you, and then that affects your overall thing. Like there's a lot of like smart device games that do that, where you get to choose like these different things where you can, this item that you get makes your jumping power increase 14% for every berry your Magikarp eats, or something weird like that that adds up in all these strange ways, and you just get to choose your own way that you want to raise your Magikarp, and you just keep raising them and you pet them, and it's so much fun. And after your Magikarp gets to a certain point, they get to retire.
They don't turn to Gyarados?
I mean, every Magikarp comes with an Everstone, which is an item in Pokemon that prevents them from evolving. You can't break the Everstone, which I did once, and at level 20 he evolved into a Gyarados. And it was super funny because the professor's like, your Magikarp evolved into a Gyarados. That's cool, I guess, but you can't compete in these tournaments, so you better fucking get rid of him. So you just lose your Gyarados.
That's pretty good.
And get another Magikarp. It's so awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and like your Magikarps get tired and from eating too much, and like, it's time to retire. It's time to get a new Magikarp.
This is a free-to-play game, by the way?
It is free to play. There are paid purchases, which seem like, I've looked at them, it seems a bit expensive, but you don't need to pay for stuff, really. The game is very like lenient in giving you coins and gems, which are used to unlock items in the game's in-game store, so you can buy more stuff if you want. You really don't need to. I think I paid 99 cents for like one thing just to get me going like early on, because I was just because I wanted to like really get into it like when I first got it. And like, look, every once in a while like a little simple like Android game really like charms me, and I play it for like the next 5 months pretty consistently. And this is that, but with Pokemon and Magikarp, who was one of my favorite Pokemon back in the day because he's so silly and ridiculous, and he turns into such a fucking badass. But this is just the ridiculousness of Magikarp, and it's so cute and fun. And I've heard some people like fucking hate this game.
Really? Because
they're like, this isn't like Pokemon. And it's like, no, it's not supposed to be. It's a different, weird, silly, ridiculous thing that's made by, it's not even made by the Pokemon company. They hired this company called Select Button, who made it.
I'm gonna look them up right now.
I think they only did one other game that came out like a year ago, and I don't think they updated their website to show off Magickarp Jump. But yeah, I would super highly recommend if you love Pokemon, even as like a Gen 1er.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's Magikarp.
It's Magikarp. Everyone knows Magikarp. And it's just free and simple and like weirdly fun. If you're a fan of like Nico Atsume, then like I would highly recommend it. Because it's similar to that in how you get these Magikarp, and you can nickname them, bond with them.
I'm being told the Magikarp can die?
Yes.
Oh.
They can be snatched up by Gyarados and killed.
Oh, that's fucked up. Right.
Yeah, like sometimes there's these random events where it's like, Magikarp sees a berry in a tree. Should Magikarp jump for it? And you can be like, yes or no. And even if you go no, it's so cute how the game's like, even if you say no to something, it's like, oh, that's a smart idea. Because if you like say no to like looking at like a random item that was left on the ground, it's like, you know what, that's actually a good idea not to pick random shit up off the ground. So good for you, Magikarp. Here's some bonus points. So like, no matter what your decisions are, you don't really lose anything. I mean, there's a few occasions where you can just lose your fucking Magikarp. You can just get another one.
Sounds like it has a good sense of humor on it.
It has a very good sense of humor. It's like, I just really like it. It's just fun, silly Pokemon, and I love that. It reminds me very much of like the early days of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Magikarp's a great.
He's a great Pokemon, and this game really makes you remember like how awesome fucking Magikarp is.
If I was to make another Pokemon, I would choose what are the eggs called again?
Execute.
Like Execute. That's a good. You can probably make a game out of that. Togepi, probably make a game out of that. Actually, Togepi's kind of overdone. I don't know. I think Togepi is too popular. I don't like it. I don't like how popular Togepi is. That's what I gotta say.
Is Togepi still popular?
I mean, people really, like, people who, like, around Gen 1, people, I
Yeah.
can identify it, like, oh, it's Togepi. I don't know. I just don't like, I like the fucking underdog Pokemon. Make a Slowpoke game. Did they already do that? I feel like that's
There was a Slowpoke song.
Oh, right. That was a good song.
And also, accompanying this game was a Magikarp song.
Oh.
It's on YouTube, and it's super cute. It's
I
all
will
about
look
how
that
this.
up.
It's all about how this kid who like has a Magikarp, and he just sings about how terrible and shitty it is. But he's like, I kind of love this Magikarp though, even though it's stupid. It's so cute and fun. God, I love this game.
Play that Magikarp game. Anyways, that's the last game of May we have to talk about. That Magikarp game sounds pretty good, actually.
I really like it.
Let's talk about June. E3 month. So, actually, ARMS comes out that month. So, there's a lot of shit, actually. No, I lied to you. It's a lot of small stuff. Anyways, June, video games. Tekken 7. I like Tekken.
You do like Tekken.
Tekken is my favorite fighting game franchise, but I don't know how to play Tekken. I'm not going to pick up Tekken 7. I might rent it somewhere if I can even do that. But there's a new Tekken game. The last Tekken game came out 2012 because it was a Wii U launch title.
Oh yeah, Tekken Tag Tournament 2.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
That was a great video game. That was a very good video game. Superbeat XONIC is another thing coming out. Do you remember Superbeat XONIC?
Not really.
It was a rhythm game for the Vita that I really liked. It was made by the TJ. I think it made an appearance on our second or first episode. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, but it's coming to consoles now. I don't know how it did on Vita, so it's not coming to consoles. It's a pretty good rhythm game. I will say that. I don't know how much they're pricing this thing for.
I love a good rhythm game. I've been wanting another.
I still feel like they probably would have been better off putting it on the Switch.
What's it coming out on again?
PS4 and Xbox One. I think rhythm games are best portably, personally. Even something like Thumper is still good on Switch, I think.
It's weird. Rhythm games are best portably, but I hate all like mobile rhythm games.
Really?
I feel like every like good rhythm game is like either like a rock band or like something.
I guess
on
so.
a 3DS.
Hatsune Miiku's pretty good.
It is very good. Very, very good.
Wipeout Omega Collection comes out. I want to play Wipeout Omega Collection a lot. I don't know why I'm feeling this weird nostalgia for Wipeout, which is a thing I never really liked. But do you know Wipeout, Ryan? It's like F-Zero.
Yes. I had to like think about it for a second. It's like, that's the racing game?
Yeah, and they shut down the studio in 2012, and now they're re-releasing their games. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, and they're playing the whole like, oh, remember Wipeout? And it's like, homie, you fucking fired all the people who made it, so fuck off.
Oh, so you do remember it, right?
So yes, this is a collection of Wipeout HD, Wipeout Pure, and Wipeout 2048, the Vita game package. It looks really fucking slick and neat, and up-res to 4K. It looks cool. ARMS comes out.
That's the Friday after E3?
Yes, that's that Friday.
That's that Friday.
Yeah.
June 17th, I believe.
Is there a tournament or something about that?
Yeah, Nintendo's doing an ARMS Open Invitational. I think on Thursday, actually.
No.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Interesting.
I think it's Wednesday, actually.
It's probably Wednesday after their conference. That would make sense. And there's a Splatoon one too, right?
Splatoon one, I believe that's on the end of the day on Tuesday.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Are they doing that at E3 or a Nokia Theater or something?
They're doing it at one of those things.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, right. This fucking thing. There's a Super Nintendo game coming out next month.
Yeah, which is...
Unholy Night, The Darkest Hunter. The Darkness Hunter, my bad.
The Darkness Hunter.
It is a fighting game. I personally think it doesn't look very good, but that's just me. I don't know anything about fighting games.
Like, I read about this, and like every time like a game comes out on a really old console for the sake of being like, oh, we made this Super Nintendo game, it's like, okay, good for you, I guess. You're really kind of limiting people.
I don't know. I think the ROM has been available for a while, but I think they're just releasing it now. I don't know. I think the fighting game looks... I don't know anything about fighting games. And also, I've been looking at a lot of Sega Saturn fighting games that look gorgeous, and the SNES fighting game doesn't look that pretty to me. I don't know.
I don't think the SNES wasn't very good at fighting
Like,
games.
it had ports of arcade games, but it was... Yeah, I don't know. Like, you could play Super Street Fighter 2 on that. That's probably the best game you can play on that. They ported Street Fighter Alpha. That game was... Whoo, that looks like something on the Super Nintendo. Anyways... Cave Story's coming to Switch. Cave Story's a fucking good video game.
It is.
There's a 3DS version that came out, like, close to launch, and that thing is rare as fuck now.
I believe it came out, I think 2 months after launch.
Yeah.
It came out, like, right before I bought a 3DS, and I was really considering getting it, and I can't remember. I honestly can't remember if I bought it or not.
Well, now it's coming to Switch.
Good.
Cave Story is a good video game.
It is very good.
Nex Machina. This is the next game by Housemarque. Housemarque, makers of... Resogun, Super Stardust Delta, Dead Nation, those games. So they make the arcade. They're like, I think like probably like they're like a studio obsessed with making arcade games. This is a game made in collaboration with Eugene Jarvis, who made Robotron. I have played this game. It is fucking good. It is very good. It is a twin stick shooter with elements of Resogun. So like there's a shit ton of particle effects. It's very, very good. It looks like a great podcast or listening to music game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for Nex Machina, actually. I need a podcast game. How many fucking times is Runbow gonna show up on this fucking list? I swear to God. I swear. Every time. I swear. What?
Rumbow's a great game.
Yeah, it's fine.
And like, I'm glad that more people are gonna be able to play it. It's just weird that it keeps coming out on stuff.
No, this is the same new 3DS version that's not out yet.
Oh, what?
Every time they're like, we're releasing every time this shows up a physical version of Runbow for the new 3DS, and I think it's just, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either, man. I just know Runbow on my Wii U is a lot of fun.
Did you actually play Runbow?
Yeah.
No, I didn't play much of it. I don't even think I downloaded the demo. And I never started it. That's what I meant.
I own it on the.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh. That seems like a thing that you would want to port over. Would that even work on the Switch?
Yeah, it would, because it's all about having as many people playing as possible.
Oh, okay.
Because like I believe on the Wii U it can support up to 8 people, and that includes like having like one person holds a Wii remote while one person is just using a nunchuck. Like they really want people to just play whatever. And I feel like on the Switch that would work super well because, people can you can always have at least 2 people. And I think just to get 4 Switches, you got 8 people.
I wonder
this is definitely going to come to the Wii U at some point. Probably sometime soon. Switch.
I wonder how successful that game was for them. I don't know. Anyways.
I loved it, and I
really?
think it was...
It came out 2015?
Something like that. I think for being a Wii U game, it was successful. Like a
I
Wii U
hope. I wonder.
game.
I assume so. They're still doing this port. I don't know. I don't know.
Because it's just super creative and fun.
Yeah.
With great music.
Anyways, Runbow is a thing. You could maybe... I don't fucking know. Maybe it'll come out. I don't fucking know. But speaking of ports, Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls, is coming to PS4. That's a game I haven't played yet. I haven't played Danganronpa, another episode, Ultra Despair Girls.
How many Danganronpa games are there?
There's Danganronpa 1 and 2, and this is a spin-off game. It's a third-person shooter.
Okay.
And then 3 is coming out later this year. And I think that's why they're doing, because earlier this year, they released 1 and 2 for PS4. Or they released PS1 and 2 for PS4, and they're releasing 3 on Vita and PS4. So I think they're just tying that loop around in case you want to play Danganronpa on... I'll probably come out PC at the same time. But I don't know. That game seems all right. I hope
you're not into the new direction I'm taking it.
I mean, it's a third-person shooter. It doesn't look very interesting, and it also doesn't seem like a thing I need. So it's supposed to fill in the gaps between 1 and 2, and I don't think that's a gap I needed. And Danganronpa 3, when like an anime goes on too long?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like. And
it's like a Naruto.
There's just a bunch of weird, colorful characters, and I'm like, I don't really know. Like, there's a shit ton of there's like 7 Monokumas.
Are these like super long games?
They're visual novels, so okay. So they're pretty long.
Yeah.
They're like 8 hours each of like visual novels, so they're pretty long. Danganronpa, I mean, I want to be excited. It would be the perfect cap to a year full of Japanese games to have a great Danganronpa. Danganronpa's fucking great. Danganronpa 1 and 2 are great games.
Okay.
You should play Danganronpa if you get a Vita ever.
I might do that this year.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could play it on PS4, but I think visual novels are best on the handheld.
No, that's a game I would want to play on a handheld.
Yeah. Ever Oasis. Nintendo finally gave Gru a game. It's Gru, right? That's the developer?
No, it's...
Grezzo, sorry.
Grezzo, yeah.
Yes, Nintendo finally gave Grezzo
to make... Despicable Me.
I am getting confused with Despicable Me. But yeah, Nintendo finally let Grezzo make their own game. And
Ever Oasis looks so fucking cute.
I haven't looked anything on it.
It looks so cute, and it has such a simple, like, unique fighting style. And it's the same guy who made the Secret of Mana stuff, so he has, like, a good, like, old-fashioned look at JRPGs.
And it's going to get sent out to die.
It's going to send out to die because it's...
On 3DS.
It looks on this... It's played on this ugly 3DS.
And it's a new thing.
It's a new thing.
And no one knows... If anything, if you're a collector, I'd recommend buying Ever Oasis because that sounds like a game that's going to cost money to get later on.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I should look up more into Ever Oasis. Mostly because me, the person who's obsessed with obscure games, that looks like a game that's going to be obscure as fuck in the future.
Be. It's one of those like late DS title levels of like weirdness.
Late Nintendo published thing. I feel bad for Grezzo because again, this totally feels like, oh, you guys did great Zelda ports. Sure, we'll fund your weird idea.
And it's coming out late. And we'll give you all the time you need to work on. By the time they're like almost done with it,
no
it's
one
on
cares.
the system that people are just like they love, but they're just like, okay, give me the next thing.
Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, I want this to be good. I think it'll be good, like critically.
I'm interested. I should look up more on that. That seems like my jam, just because it's so obscure.
It definitely looks like your jam.
Anyways, also coming out the 3DS is RPG Maker Fes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey man, people like RPG Maker.
They do. I don't know.
I don't know why it's on a platform with not the best memory and all this other stuff. But
that's weird to me.
Okay, that's the thing. Valkyria Revolution. I don't know why this fucking game exists. Personally, this is a spin-off title of the Valkyria Chronicles games. It's got a giant boob lady. I don't know. It looks like a Dynasty Warriors game. I don't know why the fuck it exists, personally.
But it's coming out and you can play it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Do you know anything about Valkyria Chronicles?
Not a lot.
It's like a tactics steampunk thing.
Yeah, I've seen like visually I like it, but I don't know.
I don't want to be a big boob lady.
Yeah, that's true.
And finally, Crash Bandicoot's back, Ryan. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Okay.
I wonder how well this is gonna do.
I don't know.
It costs $40 for 3 remastered games.
That feels
That's
good.
a pretty good price.
That's
a good price. That's Ratchet and Clank price. I think maybe that was the idea of it, actually. That's how much Ratchet and Clank costed when it launched.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you what the thing is, though. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to play Crash Bandicoot again for $40. Are you kidding me?
Those games feel like so PS1.
Well, no shit.
And like even like they look great, but they still.
Oh yeah, I played this game. I forgot. I played with Crash Bandicoot.
You played Insane?
Yeah, I played it.
Oh,
it's Crash Bandicoot.
Well, yeah.
To the point, actually, not shit talking. They've actually put a lot of effort in like preserving the original games in a remaster. Like I thought it was like this is just a thing that Activision like passed on. Like they actually tried for this thing. Actually, like to the point, like they could have done stuff that would have made the original Crash better if they implemented stuff from 2 and 3, but they chose not to do it intentionally. And I guess that speaks like it's a faithful remaster. They're not trying to be revisionist about it, so I'll give them that.
But it's like I see this, and it's like the only people who will get this are the people who like really love Crash.
Sure, people want Crash. Apparently, people want Crash.
Do they still? I don't know.
You would think after Uncharted 4, and spoilers for Uncharted 4, it's been a year. Okay, you would think after playing that Crash sequence in Uncharted 4,
that got people like, oh, remember that?
Yeah, and I was like, oh,
but I
this
don't
is
know.
Bad. No,
I just don't know.
To be fair, like the Crash game, it plays well. It's better than that part in Uncharted 4. I didn't get to one of the parts where he runs at the screen. I didn't get to one of those parts in the demo, so maybe
those were always the annoying.
That was the annoying thing. So I wonder how they tackled that.
They probably just left it in.
I would assume if they're being like if they added they didn't put stuff that they could have put that made the game better for the purpose of being like true to the thing.
Because I don't know, like
I don't know.
I never owned a PS1, so like I watched like a Let's Play of like the first Crash game, and I'm watching this person play it, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
Nah.
I do not get what this did for people.
I like Crash the character.
I get
and I think
that.
I only like Crash because he was marketed to me so much. I like Spyro way more. I prefer a Spyro game.
I feel like an HD Spyro game would like
be way better.
It would be way better, and like I feel
because
like
the Spyro games have.
I feel like that would age better too.
Because Spyro games have like this verticality and this openness to it compared to Crash, where it's this like
Crash feels like you're looking through a telescope.
And you're on a funnel, and you're just like walking around.
Whoa, you.
Well, I mean, Spyro 1 is not good, but the rest of 2 and 3 I think are good.
Yeah.
Because Spyro 1, the problem with Spyro 1 is that it's trying to be edgy in 90s and Crash Bandicoot, where like Spyro's go, hey man, what the and there's like this like camera crew that's like following Crash and interviewing. I don't know. But in the other games, he's just like, oh hey, what's up guys? Oh, I gotta go. Like he's just a normal dragon guy. And I think Crash would be better remastered than Spyro would be better remastered than Crash. But I don't know.
Maybe that'll be announced.
I think
E3,
I personally,
George.
I liked the idea. I think I was sold on the idea. I want to see Crash come back, and now he's here. I'm like, oh, actually, I don't think. Man, is it really the right time? I mean, it's 2017. Isn't it a little too soon to bring back Crash?
Is it too soon to bring back this 20-year-old character?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a thing that you
I
can
don't know.
purchase for $40. That's a good price, though.
It is a good price, and if you're a fan of that franchise that's dead, then I guess that's good
Also,
for you.
I would like to see Vicarious Visions work on something that's not Call of Duty maps, so I don't know. Whatever. The box art for that game is very bad. I don't know if you've seen the Crash Bandicoot Insane.
Oh, I did.
It's got Crash doing up the 3, and it says Trilogy, and then it says includes 3 games.
A lot of threes.
A lot of 3s. I don't know.
Jeez.
That'll do it for this podcast. E3 is a thing that's happening. I think we're going into a very middling E3. I don't think there's going to be a lot of bombs at this E3.
I feel like this E3 is going to be a lot of, like, everyone has something that's, like, big.
I think Nintendo is the one to watch.
Nintendo's the one to watch, but, like, also Sony is, like, very much like, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to...
I'm excited to see that Spider-Man game.
Me too. How are they going to tackle VR? And then also, what the fuck is Scorpio with Xbox? And
That is
also,
the question.
other than that, what else are they working on?
What is Bethesda got?
It doesn't seem like to be at least that Xbox has any games coming out, which is weird because they usually have a lot.
Let me tell you, Sunset Overdrive 2.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think that's because they're working on Spider-Man. I think it's the same team that made Sunset Overdrive.
Well, that makes me happy.
Which would make that would make ooh, actually that's a good point though, because that game was very good about traversal. So
yeah,
oof, man.
I'm so happy I have a PS4 because it's a Spider-Man game. Spider-Man's gonna be so good. I hope it is.
I always prefer. Well, I guess E3 is better for. Now we're going off a tangent, but I want to see more Japanese games. But this is obviously not the stage for that. That's more PSX. That's not. You'll get God of War. You'll get fucking Detroit Become Human. Oh my fucking!
Yeah.
Don't cancel that game immediately. There's no point. No point. Play Nier, motherfucker. Anyways,
I think people said cancel that game as soon as they saw that game. Even
play Nier. Just play Nier. Don't even worry about it. Play Heavy Rain again. I don't fucking know. Whatever. That's a podcast. I hope we have a good E3.
I think it'll definitely be. I think this will be the most interesting one in many years.
You think so?
I think so.
I think it's gonna be tepid. That's just me.
I mean, a tepid E3 is a good E3 still.
I guess.
I feel.
We haven't had a bad one in a long time.
I feel like
the last bad one was 2012. Was as someone who saw the Nintendo press
we did watch that. Oh boy.
Yeah, we haven't. I think since this generation started, it's been good E3s. So maybe we're in for a bad one.
No, nothing in an E3 recently has really like gotten me excited.
Really?
Yeah, because like the most exciting things have been like, oh, Shenmue 3, Final Fantasy 7 remake. It's like, okay, but when?
Shenmue 3, eventually, not at E3. Yeah. Final Fantasy 7 lost the developer. They changed developers for that game.
Exactly. So like those. We keep getting these things announced at E3 that have huge hype and people like, oh, Sony won E3 because they had this. It's like,
yeah,
that's never gonna fucking come out.
That's starting to be the thing they announce.
Remember, I was at your parents' apartment, your mom's apartment when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. How long ago was that?
That was 2013, and now it may. I said 2018 is a joke, and now that's not possible.
Oh
that was a joke I made, and now it's like 3 years or so. So I don't fucking know, man.
That feels like forever ago.
2014, 15.
Because I remember, like, I was in that and like
it'll be 6 years at least. 6 years from the announcement.
Because I remember I was watching that with you and our friend Greg, and you both lost your fucking minds.
It was a moment,
and it's never gonna come out.
And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about your Mickey Mouse game. Shut down Hitman. I don't fucking care. Whatever.
And I feel like that's what E3 has been a lot lately. It's been these big announcements that's never happened.
I mean, Mirror's Edge came out.
Yeah, and look at what happened with that.
Oh, man.
And like the things that you want come out, and it's like, okay, what was that though? That wasn't what I wanted. Star Wars Battlefront was,
and I guarantee there won't be a NAC at E3. I don't think NAC's gonna be at E3.
Oh, come on! Every year we have to guess NAC.
All right, anyways, that's a podcast. That's a tangent. Have a good. Hope we all have a good E3. Take care of yourselves.
Drink a lot of water.
Goodbye.